Welcome back to Seeker Host University tutorials, where we go through and explain to you all the basics to intermediate and advanced level tips about domains, web hosting, getting online, building a business online, the skills and everything you need. So, in this video, we look at where does the domain name of a website primarily sit on. So, if you really thinking about where does the domain sit on for website, where is it hosted, what is connected, this article will explain to you all the details which you can see in the below of the video where you can read into detail. However, I'm going to read through this one, an article wrote by Rush at the Seeker Host in the office, and he has gone through and explained where does the domain sit and what is the domain, and basically explaining to you anything that you need to know about a domain name if you're really new to starting a website or blog. A domain is a unique address of a website on the internet. It comprises of a series of letters and numbers, and it is assigned to a website by the domain name registrar. Domain name is always unique. Nobody else can have that same domain name. Seekerhost is Seekerhost. It can have a different country TLD like seekerhost.com, seekerhost.co.uk, seekerhost.im. However, the domain names mean the name is only one person can have it. Country level TLDs can be differentiated. Domain names are important because they are how users find and connect to the website. A good domain name can be different between a successful website and one that is never found. A domain name must be registered before it can be used, and it can be registered for a period of 1 to 10 years. And once it registered, you have to host it with a web host and with Seekerhost, and get it online where everybody can access your website and the data, read it, go through, and what's included on the website. Where does the domain name for website primarily sit? When when we enter a URL into a web browser, we are actually making a request to a server that houses the website's file. The server is generally owned by the website's owner and is where the website's domain name is registered. But where does the domain name of a website primarily sit? The domain names of a website primarily sit on the URL. So basically, if you're seeing youtube.com, you're seeing this video on YouTube, it's youtube.com, which you see on the browser is the domain name. When it comes to seekerhost.in, the domain name. Seekerhost.com is the IM. If you Google Seekerhost, you can see a domain name, the website address shown. That is what is called the domain name, the URL, where the address where people click to visit the particular website. The domain name of a website is actually stored on a DNS, domain name server system. This is the type of server that is used to store the IP address that is associated with a particular domain name. When we make a request to a website, the DNS server looks up the IP address that is associated with the domain name and then forward that to the correct server. So while the domain of a website is registered with a particular registrar, it is actually stored on the DNS server. This is why it is important to have your DNS server information handy when you are setting up a new website. Way two about finding about and understanding about the domain name. When you search a content, a list of website and related content shows on the pages as links. It is that lengthy link you will naturally read and first name along with the web page and some after that. You can see on this image the Google, right? Google.com is the domain name. When you search for a particular, if you Google, just Google on Google, you'll see the Google domain name will be showing, and it is explanation about a domain name. In the example, you can see the google.com first and then followed by the IMGHP. In this, HTTPS is the protocol secret layer, and google.com is a domain name, and the IMGP GHP is the one of the pages on the website. So you get to understand and see that one. It's one of the actually the pages of a image, and you can see it's a page URL slug, you call it. So you can really see where the domain name of a website primarily sits. It's basically the website address. If you Google a particular brand name, and when you see that one, when you click that, it opens up and loads up on the browser. So that's basically the domain name, and domain names are assigned with the DNS system. Some numbers, however, numbers are complicated and it's not easy to recognize. So that's why this is given assigned a domain name, and when a person search a particular domain name, that address locates it and loads that up. People can visit and access the website data. Places where domain name fit: URL in a coding of a header image, a navigation menu, a logo, hyperlink. The DNS process works. Step one: request website information, contact requisite DNS servers, query the authoritative DNS server, access the DNS record, the final DNS setup. find the name and the URL fit, and then you got everything. Basically, it's domain name. Don't overcomplicate this one. If you're seeing this one, I hope this video got you a basic understanding. Go through this article again. I have linked below. And if you're still not understanding about the domain name, I would say just like look for domain registration, register a domain and get started, host it and build your website. That's what I did back in the days when I was starting a website. I didn't want to go and complicate things about the domain name and where does it sit. However, now with this article, you know where is the domain names sit, and what is it if you want to explain to in your in a presentation, or else you want to write a guide about it. Now you know exactly where the domain name of a website sit and why it's needed and what's is its base basically. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.